Well, hi everyone. This is going to be so different. I'm going to use the NSI, what they call their quick dip. Now I like the idea of this because it's a gel, and for me I like to cure in the LED lamp. These I've had to do the instructions myself because all I ordered from there was their poly dip, that's the one you use the most, and then their shine. I did order their opaque pink for a nail bed, but I don't know if I'll be using that this time. I should be using Organics top coat. I'll be using a purple from well, I had this from Born Pretty, so I should be using that. And also you need a very fine glitter with the dip, so there's the glitter. I should be using, I don't know if you can see them very well. If you're doing them on a natural nail, let's get one of these. Where's my finger? If you're using it on a natural nail, you will stick it on, and obviously this cocks up there. So what you do is, once you've stuck it on, you file across there, so it's flat. But with me using the nail guards, I can't do that because it would damage it. So what I do is file before I put the false nail tip on. So there are the nail guards. I've got my instructions, so I'm going to talk through this one, and I'm hoping that this works, because I'd love to do a full set because I can't use my left hand. So with the quick dip, they say it's much easier to do, so we shall find out. So I'll see you later. Well, I did do what I wanted to do with be able to do with my left hand, and I have done. So pleased with it. And obviously the more you do it, the quicker you'll get. So I've actually done those and my thumb. So I'm going to do these two, which will be that one and obviously the glitter. So I'm going to go through it step by step, but I will switch off when I'm using the LED. I mean, you don't want to sit here just listening to me breathe. So I've got my list here that I'm going to follow. So with me, I've got the nail guards on, and I stuck the false nail on. That's just a bit of acrylic going at the bottom. So that one will be glitter, and that one will be the gel polish. So I'm going to do first the gel polish one. So when that's on, you're getting your poly, whatever it is, poly dip, that one. I will say it's a very tiny brush. I think when you're doing it just on your own nail, it is easy, but I think for me, using larger nails, well, I don't know, I suppose you get used to it. So you need just a thin layer, and you've got to make sure you get it all. Okay, so that's your first layer. So with that now, I am going to cure it for 30 seconds. Okay, so that's the first one. So I'm going to repeat the same thing again. So you make sure you go all the way around the sides and down the nail. Now with this, you don't cure that now. I'm going to be dipping. So I push my nail in and make sure I take it right up and knock the excess off. Now I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. Now that's cured, I'm just going to take the excess off the whole thing. It's just it's a bit stronger than an ordinary brush. So now I repeat again. So I go over again with a poly dip, making sure I get all over, like so. And again I'm going to dip. If you're doing it on natural nails, you only dip once, but with a false nail you dip twice. So knock the excess off, then I'm going to cure again for 30 seconds. Now that's done again. I'm going to get the brush and just take the excess off. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the shine. So I'm going to, this brush is a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go over this now with the shine. Making sure you go all over. And I'm going to cure this again for 30 seconds. So that's cured now already, but it has got a tacky layer. So I'm going to use the prep and wipe just to get the residue off there. Now I can file, which you don't really need much of. All you need is the smooth part of the file and the buffer. That's all you need. So all you're doing is just going up the sides, up there, up that side. But as you can see, there's practically nothing you need to do on that nail at all. That comes out beautiful. So I'm just going to finish that off and then I'll be back. Now I've filed and buffed that, I need to put another coat of the shine on the top. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. So now that's finished, again it's got a sticky residue, so you need to get that off. So I'm just going to let that dry and then I'll be back with the gel polish. So that's nice and dry now, and then you put whatever colour you want to use. See, I wanted something that will match the actual glitter, and using the mirror powders. And I had the mirror powder from Born Pretty. So making sure that's on, I'm going to do 2 layers. This one I'm going to cure for 30 seconds. Do the next one and I will make it for 60 seconds. I'll be back. So that's 2 layers and I've got the sticky residue off that. So now that's the system done with this one. So I'm going to use my own normal non-tacky top coat from Organics. Because I need a non-tacky layer to do the mirror powder. So I'm going to cure that now for 60 seconds and I'll be back. So that's all finished. So here's the messy bit where you get it all over you. So I'm just going to rub this into all the nooks and crannies. But I don't want to go too fierce with it because I want it to stay pinky or a light purple. So I'm not going to rub and put a lot on. That's as much as I'm going to do. Then now what I'm going to do I'm going to get a lint-free pad and just wipe the bits off, because I don't want any bits when I actually put the top coat back on. So I'll just open that again, and off we go again. So this again is the Organics top coat. All over, and I'm going to cure that now for 60 seconds. Okay, so that one's totally finished now, except for the decoration. Now this one, I mean, obviously when you're doing these nails, you can do all 5. You can put your first coat on, cure it, come back, second coat, cure, come back, then you dip all 5. I'm doing it this way because they're 2 totally different ways I'm going to be doing these. So you just work it yourself, just play around with it. It's really good. So I'm going back to the polygel. So I'm going to do what I did before, and go all over the nail. Make sure that you're going round the sides, but I will show you a tip after, if I think about it, if you don't. So that I'm going to cure for 30 seconds. So now I'm doing the second coat. Making sure you fill it all in. Now this time I'm going to dip. Shake it off and cure again for 30 seconds. So again, you know, just get the residue off, and then I'm going to do it again. Certainly makes a good nail, even on its own. You know, if you made a better job of putting tips on, I suppose. So there's the second one, and again I'm going to dip in. So like I say, you can do all this, all 5 all together. So I'm just going to cure that. Okay, so we're back again. Residue off there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put another layer of this on, and then I'm going to add the glitter. And then if we miss anywhere, I will show you how you can fill it in. So I'm going to cure that now. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. I'm going to cure that now for 30 seconds. As you know, that's got a sticky residue. So what I'm going to do is put the glitter on. Make sure you put it everywhere. You can always get it off. Get as much as you can off. And then, again, I'm going to cure for 30 seconds. So, there it is. We get the most of the residue off now, and then I'm going to use the shine and just try to get rid of some of that glitter, and you will get the shine. Now what I do suggest is, if you do get any glitter on your brush, wipe it off before you put it back into the pot. what I do is give it a good rub around, make sure. Better safe than sorry, as they say. So I'm going to cure that now for 30 seconds, then I'm going to file like I did before, and then I'll be back. That's all done. So I did say I'd show you a little tip. Well, if you do actually miss any parts of the glitter, then all you need to do is a little brush like that, dip it in the glitter, and because that's still tacky, then you just pat it in. Then you don't lose, and no holes, should I say. So that's what you need to do if you do. So what I'm going to do now is put my own Organics top coat on, cure that for 60 seconds, and then I'll come back with the finished article. Okay, so those are finished now, except for this, but what I prefer to do, I'm not quick enough with glue, it always goes off before I've had time to decide where everything's going. So I use just an old brush and some clear gel, because with this you can still move things round until you cure it. So I myself prefer to do it this way. So I will just fit on my bits and bobs, and I'll be back. So there, oh my nails, finally I can use my left hand. I would say the fors and against. The fors, I would say it's brilliant. I can actually use my left hand. Dipping, do all 5. It's just as I wanted to show you the 2 different ways of doing it. But you can do all one hand, totally finish it, go on to the next, totally finish that. It goes on well. There is no smell whatsoever. None. There's no odour at all. So if you don't like that sort of thing, ideal. I think that's it. It does come, I will bring that back in again. It does come with really, it's the same as the other ones you do. You've got a number 1 to 4. So you've got a bond, a primer, and then you've got number 3, which is your main gel, and this one, which is number 4, which is the shine. You can get a kit with the smaller ones in, and I think it's about £27, something like that. And you do get all, but they are smaller sizes. And then obviously they do colours and everything else. Excuse me. But my glitter, as long as you use a very fine glitter, I can't see, as you know, I've used my own. So you don't really need to spend out for even more. But I'm so glad I found this. I love it to be gel because it's fast for me, you know. I love it using gels, and it works. And for the against, maybe the brush could be a little bit bigger on the poly gel, because it is a little bit, whether that's a mistake on that one, because that one is a little bit bigger, I don't know, because there isn't much about it. That's why I've had to write down exactly what I've got to do. If there's any questions, just leave it in the drop down box. The other stuff, the crystals and everything, I most likely add off Born Pretty, will also be down in the drop down box. But for me, this works, and I can actually have a full set of nails, which that to me means everything. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and maybe try it for yourselves just to see, and hopefully see you in my next. Bye.